welcome back to the channel. I am Jeremy at Brendle Concepts, and we are on episode, we're going to go with 4 because we can't remember. And so in
the latest episode.
Yeah, in this episode, aka episode we don't remember 4, we're going to talk about the base panels that are no longer on the car. We're also going to talk about the direction that we're going to be taking this car and all the go fast parts that we've added to the car previously leading up to me chopping this thing up. So I guess first and foremost, we are going to start with the fiberglass and the base panel and what we're doing with them. For those of you out there who might have been wondering what I've been doing with this fiberglass and making these base panels, I thought this would be a really good opportunity to explain how this is going to work. So these panels basically are a reproduction of the base of the car. It's nothing more than a skin. I'm going to be able to take these skins off the car multiple times for fitment and to add my round rod. This round rod I will be attaching to the fiberglass various ways. We'll create the frame for the 3-dimensional shapes that will make all the new parts. Once I'm done with all the framework, I will be able to go back in with thin membrane foam and add fiberglass to make these all solid pieces. Once all that is done, all the extra material will be trimmed and then it will be attached back to the car and fit, sanded, you know. The direction of the car is kind of up in the air right now. I've made these panels particularly to be removable by section. I'm heavily leaning towards molding this car in and making it seamless, which makes the panels irrelevant in the end as far as how many sections I make them. But there are definitely some complications for doing that. So I'm making this as if it would be kind of like a bolt-on body kit with no exposed fasteners. Now, I don't have anything against body kits that have exposed fasteners. It's just not the direction I want to go with this car. What I really want to do with this car is something that's kind of more my style, and that is keeping in the theme of the original car. I want this thing to feel still like a Supra. I don't want extreme, exaggerated aero. I don't want giant openings. I don't want a lot of exaggerated angles that really change the overall aesthetics of the car. I want this thing to remain a Supra at the core. What I really want to achieve is a lot of flowing lines, a lot of curvatures. I'm really pushing for rolled fenders. I do not want flat wheel arches. I want everything to be really rolled, very thin, and very flowing. That's the best way I can really describe it. So using round rod like this, I'll be able to roll all the shapes that I want, attach everything to these panels like I said, and in the end either it will be fastened on and all the fasteners will be hidden, or we'll just swing for the fences and mold everything in and try and make this thing as seamless as possible. Where we end up, the car will actually kind of dictate all of that. So that's kind of the direction of where we're going to go with the build. Okay, so go fast parts. That's what everybody wants to know. Everybody's always interested in what's under the hood. So since this is a 2021, the computer is locked. I was not able to go with the traditional, email tune with a tuner. That is kind of unfortunate because I wish I could have got a little bit more out of the car. I know there are places that you can send, over to Europe that potentially you can get the thing unlocked and it's just really not worth it or spending the money. So we went with the JB4 plug-in tuner. I was a little skeptical at first, I'm not gonna lie, because I've never gone with a piggyback system like this or a plug-in. I've always done like a traditional dyno tune or email tune that's on the conservative end. This, I was just actually shocked at, number one, how easy it was to install. I mean, it was 20 minutes. The difference this makes on the car is really shocking. Going through all the different maps and doing the logging for Brendle Motorsports, super simple process, just like any other email tune. They were lightning fast with their responses, sometimes within the same day. I had everything, all the mapping done, all the logging, emails, responses within 2 days, which is ridiculously quick. So hats off to them, that was a big surprise. The performance out of the car, night and day difference. The throttle response I find to be crisper. You definitely get more boost, definitely quicker. I don't know, exactly how much power it makes. I'm not gonna throw this thing on a dyno. This is basically a show car, but yeah, it makes more power, a lot more fun. So that's where we started. From there, we went to the intake next. I went with the MST cold air intake. It is their V2 version. The number one reason I went with this intake setup was this one offered an aluminum charge pipe to the turbo. It gets rid of all the plastic that came on the car. I don't know why manufacturers put plastic charge pipes on turbos. It's just stupid. But this took care of it, and it was one of the most highly rated on the market. The only thing that I really can say that I wasn't a big fan of is the enclosure on the top. Doesn't fit all that great. Not a big deal killer for me. I mean, it's just bent metal anyway. It's really easy to reshape it, but the sound is great. The way it fits, to the engine was fantastic. The cone element on it is in great construction. Overall, very satisfied. The sounds, spot on. It's everything you would expect out of a cold air intake, especially on a turbo car. From there, we decided to switch out the exhaust. The exhaust on this car has been a bit of a nightmare, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I started off with a highly reputable manufacturer who couldn't get me a system undamaged to basically save their life. And I'm gonna leave all names out of it, but yeah, that really changed my opinion on a big name brand, we'll just say that. So I decided to go local, and we went with Vivid Racing, who offered a full titanium catback at a ridiculously budget-friendly price. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was skeptical until I actually went down to Vivid Racing and saw the product myself. The fit and finish of this system is fantastic. I've been a welder for, oh my God, 30 years now. The first thing I did was throw a mirror down the tubing and check the internal welds, and everything was fused fantastically. I had the ability to speak to Vivid Racing, and the way they engineered this product was really fantastic. They did everything in-house and then had it remanufactured for themselves. Great product. The only drawback to it was they offered it as a, well, I don't even know what they really want to offer it as, but it's supposed to have an active exhaust. And the butterfly valve, there was a known issue with it. I went with the system anyway because I didn't really think it was going to be that big of a deal. I was wrong. However, to Vivid's credit, they stood behind their product. They did everything within their power to fix the issue. I would not hesitate to purchase this product in any way. Just beware that if you do decide to go with it, you might end up with that little bit of a rattle out of it. The way I chose to fix it was simply to delete the valve altogether. There's no reason to have it after running the system, I think it sounds fantastic without the active exhaust anyway. Now, the car itself still does have the active exhaust system, or feature I should say, so that when you hit the button inside, you don't get all the pops and cracks out of the exhaust. So you get all the great tone, you get a little bit more of a mellow volume, but once you hit the button, you get everything that you want out of a turbo car. So it's actually fantastic. So from there, let's see, the only thing that we have left was the strut brace up front. This being a premium car, it did come with the aluminum braces. However, they were garbage. The strut braces on this car, I don't know what Toyota was thinking when they put those things on this car. I mean, they look like crimped bicycle tubing. It was garbage. So we went with the Blitz strut tower brace. I love how it ties in 4 points. It spans across the front of the car, and it probably added one of the biggest differences to the vehicle besides the tuner in the way that the car feels. After installing it, you definitely felt a much tighter steering, and on hard acceleration, the front wheels stayed straight. So that's pretty much where we're leaving it with the performance mods right now. I'm not able to do anything with the suspension due to the wheel and tire setup that I wanted to do. I was gonna do the HKS Hypermax adjustables. It's just not gonna work out. There's not enough clearance to get everything to work. That's kind of unfortunate because I was really excited about that kit, but that is what it is when the world of custom. So that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Make sure you check back next time because we are going to start on the round rod process on all the base fiberglass panels. So this is where the car is going to really start taking shape and get real interesting. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.